अब वेदांतु देगा प्रॉब्लम से छुटकारा। समझ आएगा तो मजा आएगा, मजा आएगा तो समझ आएगा। बेस्ट टीचर्स के गाइडेंस में पढ़ना इजियर होगा। एग्जाम या हो लाइफ, अब से हर स्टूडेंट विनर होगा। समझ आएगा तो मजा आएगा, मजा आएगा तो
Vedantu. Learn live online. To attend a free live class, download the app now.
Hey guys, namaste, good evening and welcome back to our Class 10 ICSE Biology series. Hi Ayush, hi Ritvik, hi Chinmay, Jai, Alina, being happy, hello. Yes, thank you very much guys. In case you're attending my session for the very first time, I'm Ambika, Master Teacher of Biology here at Vedantu. Okay guys, before we start, tell me one thing. How are your preparations for board exams coming along? Yes? All fixed timetable and everything set? Or are you still just lost, clueless and do not know where to begin? Yes, I would like to know. Very good. Nice. Yes, guys, I'm not getting the answer to what I asked. I can get some random answers, okay? So how are your preparations for board exams coming along? Just in case you did not hear my question. Must. Krishna says must. Yes. Great. Scared of boards? You don't have to be scared at all. It's nothing. It's just like any other exam. All of us have also crossed that stage. So definitely you can also, okay? So very good. Okay. Great to know this. Okay, very good Jai. We are doing our best. That is all that we need. Everything else is not in our control. We are doing our best, or I am doing my best is all that we need to have clarity on. Kashish, you say you're not understanding from where to start. Okay, start from anywhere. There are no hard and fast rules. You can start from anywhere, but if not now, it will be never. Okay, so let's come back to the session. As you know, we have already started with the plant-based chapters. We are done with the chapter absorption by roots, and today we shall be starting another chapter, yes, which is all about transpiration. And today, in today's session, we will be discussing the most important concept of the chapter, transpiration. Okay, but like always, let's start with a positive quote. This is what I have to tell you today. Your limitation, it's only your imagination. What do I mean by that? As human beings, we tend to self-doubt. We tend to doubt ourselves many times, thinking that we're not capable of a lot of things. But trust me, every human being is born with a set of amazing, innate, natural talents. It only lies in being patient and, recognizing each and every talent of yours, which will come through practice, of course. At every stage of life, we are learning. Learning never ends for man. If you think that you're not capable of doing something, that is only your imagination. And it is definitely our handicap, right? If you think negative about yourself, that comes about as a handicap and you end up being what you think you are. So let's not go into that level. Let's always imagine that we are the best, that you are the best self of yours, and aim to be the best self of yours all the time, every minute of the day, every second of the day. Yes? Good evening, Vimal. So with that, let's look at the homework question that I gave you yesterday. Differentiate between xylem and phloem. Yes, I saw that. Most of you had put the comments as this is a very simple question, very easy to answer and all of that. But I have picked the answer that I got first. So you would also know who has given me the answer first. Yes, so Jai, again, you gave me the answer first. Jai says xylem helps in transportation of water from the soil to the aerial parts of a plant, and the cells work on the postulates of transpiration. Okay, technical phrases. It is unidirectional. Yes, definitely it's unidirectional. And phloem, yes, Jai, are you there? I don't see any comments from you. This is your answer that I have put here. Yes? Okay, Jai has vanished. I don't know where he is. Yes, hi Jai, this is your answer. And phloem, this tissue transports food to all parts constituting for energy. The cells of these tissues are active and need some energy, and more importantly, bidirectional, what we have discussed yesterday. Yes, and I saw that Ayush Sharma, as always, you had given me a very, very detailed and elaborate answer. Thank you very much for being so detailed. And Ayush, Srivastava, Chinmay, all of you regular children who always give me the answer, like being so sincere and dedicated. I saw that you had given me the answer even to yesterday's question, and I've just put the differences. I've just summarized all that you had put, all of you, what you had put in this table. Just in case it's asked for your exam, you should be in a position to, yes, Prem, you are also regular. I'm talking about, yes, I do have a lot of regular children in my class. I'm just talking about the children out there who always give me regular answers to the homework questions. Okay, so keep it up. But all of you who have not been giving answers, do make it a point to give it, because it will also not just for the fun of it, right? It's also a useful manner by which your brain can retain that particular concept much better. Usually I give questions related to the concept that I have taught in the day, and as much as possible I try to give a question that will make you do some research or make you think about a little about that particular topic. Okay? Yes. Thank you, Jai, for giving me the answer first. Yes, Mansi, I know you. Okay, so again, have a look at this. I have given you about 5 points which you can easily memorize, naming the function, mentioning the function and what the elements of xylem are, elements of phloem are, and everything, right? And the direction of flow. All of those are important, which you can write for a 2 marks or a 3 mark question. And as always, do hit the like button if you have been enjoying all our sessions, and if you would love to be part of more upcoming sessions for the ICSE series, do remember to share it with all of your friends so that they can also benefit from the amazing content that we are working hard to create here at Vedantu. And do remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell button right next to it so that you are always in touch with all the sessions that we have, and you can decide which sessions you want to attend in a particular day, right? And with that, let's get started. Okay, transpiration. Yes, Aditya. Aditya always tells me, ma'am, slowly. As much as possible, I do go slowly, but sometimes if I feel that you may sleep in my class, if I go to slow down to that much of speed, then definitely I become conscious of that and I end up becoming a little faster. Okay, so as long as you don't sleep through the class, it's all right. I can go as slow as you would want. Okay, now transpiration, all of you know, you have been hearing this word from your lower classes, from primary school, from grade 4, 5, 6. You know what it is. Yes, Jai has already said removal of water from the aerial parts of the plant. Yes, aerial parts of the plant. What do I mean by that? Many times we have a misconception. We may think that transpiration only refers to loss of water from the leaves. But by the end of today's session, you will understand that it's not just through the leaves. There are also other parts of the plant which exhibit transpiration. Yes, now based on that, based on which part of the plant transpiration occurs through, we divide the types of transpiration into 3. Okay, the very first one is called stomatal transpiration. Yes, Gopesh, this is a chapter that is part of the ICSE syllabus. Even if you are a CBSE student, it doesn't matter. If you would like to know about this topic, you can definitely attend the session. Okay, doesn't matter. But as far as your syllabus is concerned, this is definitely not part of the CBSE class 10 syllabus. Okay, stomatal transpiration. Yes, Ayush, I did see your answer. I mentioned your name also. Probably you did not hear what I said at the start. Yes. Okay, we will come to all of that, Alina. putting Vaseline coating outside the leaf. We will discuss about all of that. And now tell me, what is stomatal transpiration? This is basically the type of transpiration that we are all familiar with, right? Transpiration, as the name tells you, that occurs through the stomata, the openings that you find on the surface of the leaf. That is what stomatal transpiration is. These are the openings that you call stomata. Singular is stoma. Plural is stomata. Yes, so this one single stoma is guarded by two cells, two bean-shaped or kidney-shaped cells. Yes, Ayush, which is called the guard cell. Yes, just like any other cell of the plant, it would also have a cell wall, it would have chloroplast, it would have a nucleus, it would have a vacuole, all of that. It's just a cell of the body, but the cell, the pair of cells which enclose the opening which is called the stoma. That is what the guard cells are. Okay, stomatal transpiration is the type of transpiration that occurs through the stomata. Basically, you can say that this accounts for more than 90 to 93% of all the transpiration that happens in a plant body. Stomatal transpiration. Hi, Tanisha. And now, let's look at the next type. What if there are plants which have a very, very woody stem, not the regular soft green stems like the herbaceous plants? What if they are older plants which have dark, thick, woody stems? They have certain openings which are called lenticels. Okay, this is a magnified version of it. Okay, there is something wrong with this. Okay, the lenticel, this is the magnified image of it. Lenticels are basically openings on woody stems which perform the functions of gaseous exchange and transpiration and all of those. If it happens through that, we would call that type of transpiration lenticular transpiration. Yes, like the name tells you, what happens through the lenticels. Take care of the spellings, children. Many children tend to write lenticles instead of lenticels. It is C-E-L, okay, not C-L-E. Yes. Lenticels, again, Ayush, I didn't even finish saying this. It is lenticels, not the lenticles. Lenticels never close. Yes, we talk about only opening and closing of stomata. We don't talk about opening and closing of lenticels. Okay? And now there is one more last type of transpiration. Okay, but before I forget, lenticular transpiration, this is the type of transpiration which occurs least in a plant body. Okay, usually around 1 to 2%, maximum it will be 3% of all the transpiration that occurs in a plant body, which is lenticular transpiration. Yes, like Chinmay says, cuticle or cuticular transpiration is the last type. This is basically a section of the leaf, the structure that you would see if you observed a section of the leaf under the microscope. Yes, so what you see here, the outermost covering is the cuticle. This layer, it's basically a waxy coating. Even if you have touched a leaf from the outside, you would have felt this, right? It feels, some leaves especially, it feels very, very waterproof. That is basically the cuticle that is protecting it. So, in fact, cuticle is a structure which is part of a leaf, which is designed so that it can minimize transpiration that occurs. But at times, because of evaporation, water can be lost through the cuticle also. Yes, Chinmay? Yes, if that happens, we call that cuticular transpiration. The type of transpiration that occurs through the cuticle, this layer, the outermost layer of the leaf. So what are the three types? We have spoken about stomatal transpiration, which accounts for about 95% of transpiration. Secondly, lenticular transpiration, which is the least, about not exceeding 2 to 3%. And thirdly, Cuticular Transpiration, which accounts for about 10% of all the transpiration that happens in the plant body. Yes? All clear until now? Okay. Now let's go ahead and understand how stomatal transpiration happens. Why are we bothered only about stomatal transpiration? As far as your syllabus is concerned, and as far as scientists in general are interested, stomatal transpiration, especially because it accounts for more than 90% of transpiration, we are more concerned about that. Right? So, stomata, as you know, are tiny openings. This is a very, very magnified image that I have put here of a single stoma, one pair of guard cells surrounding it or protecting it. This is one single stoma that you see. Tiny openings which you find on green parts of the plants, especially leaves, through which gaseous exchange occurs. What do we mean by that? Yes? During respiration, oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. But for photosynthesis to happen, what does a plant have to do? Yes, it has to take in carbon dioxide, and at the end of photosynthesis, it can give out oxygen. Now, when the plant has to carry out photosynthesis, it needs carbon dioxide. In order to take in carbon dioxide from the surrounding atmosphere, the stomata end up opening. This especially happens during the daytime. That's because photosynthesis happens only in the presence of sunlight. Correct? So, for this, the stomata would open. But in this process, the plant also has to bear a cost. What is that? It has to accept carbon dioxide or take in carbon dioxide at the cost of losing water in the form of water vapor. Yes, guys, that is what transpiration is. Okay, now let's look at the nitty-gritties of the mechanism of this. Yes, this is exactly what I have told you. Water is also lost in the vapor form. So the challenge for the leaf is that it has to strike a balance between being able to take in enough carbon dioxide and also giving out water in the form of vapor, which it loses naturally because of the effect of heat, humidity, and other factors, other environmental factors. Yes, now let's look at the structure of a leaf. Yes, this is the surface of a leaf. Okay, imagine it like that, like a beautiful green quilt. Okay, this is the cuticle that you see there. The outermost layer is the cuticle here, the waxy protective layer. Yes, good evening, guys, whoever has joined me now. Yes, Ayush, xerophytes remain leafless or with a reduced leaf to reduce transpiration. Okay, we will be coming to all of that. Yes, Kirti. So let's focus on the structure of the leaf. The cuticle is the outermost, and below that you see a layer which is called the palisade mesophyll or the mesophyll. Yes, these cells, this particular layer. And below that you see spongy mesophyll. Spongy, like the name tells you, it's like a sponge. It's got a lot of air spaces in between, and those air spaces are always in contact with the outer atmosphere through openings which we call stomata. Yes, now these tubular structures that you see here are the vascular bundles. What is the vascular bundle made of again? Yes, it is the xylem and phloem. That is what the vascular bundle is. So this is the upper epidermis, this is the lower epidermis, and the layer that you see in between, which is called mesophyll. Now, in what view are we looking at the leaf? Take a leaf, cut it in the middle, and take one very thin section this way. The leaf is lying flat, cut it this way, take one very thin section, observe it under the microscope. This is how you would see it. In this order, the cuticle, epidermis, mesophyll, and you would see the vascular bundles, guard cells, and stomata. Okay? Yes. Now, this is an image wherein I have zoomed in a little bit into the structure of the guard cell and the stomata. Yes, Jay. A longitudinal diagram. It's a section of a very, very thin section of a leaf. Okay, this is the guard cell protecting the opening which you call stoma, and you see the spongy mesophyll right there. And just in case you're confused about how the vascular bundles are coming into place, they are just here, a set of pipes and tubes that you would see formed like this. This is just magnified into xylem and phloem. Yes, basically it is the vascular bundle. And this is these are the veins of the leaf that you would see. You know what veins are, right? If this is a leaf, it's got structures like these, which you call the veins. That is exactly what you see right here, the veins of the leaf. Okay. Now, if you have understood this structure, it would be much easier for you to understand what we have to discuss next. Yes, what is it that I have highlighted here in the red box? Okay, basically this is an overview, an aerial view of the surface of a leaf. Okay, think of it like that. What I have shown you here are openings which you can call stomata, and the white things that you see from there, the smoky things that you see, are representing the water vapor that is escaping. Oxygen and water vapor, the gaseous oxygen and water vapor that's escaping the openings called stomata. Yes, cuticle is what you see outside, the shiny waxy coating. Okay. Now let us zoom into one single stoma. What happens when you zoom into one single stoma? Wow, I think that is a huge diagram right there behind me. It is a microscopic structure that you would see, but this is a pair of guard cells, and this is an image in which they are attached together and the stoma is closed. Now I have written here the activity of the guard cell. When does it open? When does it close? That is what you need to understand in the next few minutes. Okay, the most important part of today's session. That is what we are coming to. So the guard cell activity is regulated by certain environmental factors, which are light, of course, carbon dioxide concentration inside the cell and outside also, and availability of water inside the plant, and of course environmental cues such as drought conditions and high temperature, because it has to maintain a balance. Remember, I told you it has to maintain a balance between being able to take in carbon dioxide and losing water in the form of vapor. Yes, humidity, all of them are factors. During the daytime, this is what would happen. Okay, light, as you can see, during the daytime would fall on the surface of the leaf. This is representing light. Now, when this happens, this is what you would see. From adjacent cells, these are the guard cells. From adjacent cells, potassium ions or K+ ions enter into the guard cell. What happens when potassium ions enter into the guard cells? Obviously, if you have understood what I explained in my previous sessions, you would know what hypertonic means or more concentrated means. Now, if this cell gets a lot of potassium concentration inside it, that means it's become hypertonic with respect to the surrounding cells or the surrounding environment. So because of the osmotic effects that would naturally follow, the K+ ions that have entered would end up attracting water molecules also. Yes, and because a lot of water molecules enter the guard cells, they end up swelling up. You fill a balloon with a lot of water. What happens? It swells up. Similarly, when the guard cells are filled with a lot of water, they become turgid. Yes, like Chinmay says, they become turgid or they get swelled up. And what happens next? Yes, this is how you will have to write it when you write it for your exam. Okay, they cause the cell to take up potassium ions, and because of that, water follows by osmosis and the cells become turgid. And now what next? This is what you call the K+ ion exchange theory, which we will summarize at the end. So it's all right if you don't understand the name of the theory right now. For the time being, just keep in mind potassium ions enter because of the effect of light. Okay, because of that, osmotic effect, and then water follows and the guard cells become turgid. So what next? Obviously, because they have swelled up, what happens is the cell wall also exerts its effect and they just form a curve around. The stoma opens. Wow, I think that's a beautiful image, right? And because the stoma opens, water vapor is lost. Water is lost in the form of vapor and carbon dioxide can enter in through this aperture. Yes, and that is exactly what I've written here. Reinforcement of the parts of the cell wall would further cause the swollen guard cells to bend into an arc, and because of that, they open the stoma. This is how, yes, as Chinmay says, transpiration takes place. And oxygen can also get released, yes, like Monica says. Okay? Yes. Now what happens during the night time? That is what we have to understand. The opposite would happen. Or even in, either in the night time or when the plant is under some water deficient condition. If that happens, potassium ions, because there is no light, they automatically move out of the guard cells. Yes, because the potassium ions move out of the guard cells, let's just write it here so that it's easier to understand. Imagine these are the guard cells which now have the stoma open. Okay, potassium ions all around here because they have kept it turgid, but because now there is no light, they have left the guard cell and entered into the adjacent cells. When the potassium leaves, automatically the water molecules also leave. Everything, all the water goes out. Potassium and water goes out. The cell becomes flaccid. The guard cells become flaccid. What does it mean? It's the opposite of turgid. Because it becomes flaccid, it ends up closing the stomata. Yes? Now, if you just compare the previous image with this one, you will understand. This is how a stoma appears when it's open. And when it closes, this is how you would see it. Yes? Yes, and the stomata would close. This is what we have discussed in today's session in a nutshell. If you had to write it for your exam, explain the K plus ion exchange theory, I have put this particular slide for your reference. This is the image that you can very easily draw, just a pair of kidney-shaped cells or bean-shaped cells. You have to label all the necessary parts. This is how a stoma appears open and this is how it appears closed. Okay, and these are the points step by step that you can write in order to explain this theory. Okay, guys? Yes. Great job. And now it is time for quiz. So let's see how much you have understood. The very first question. The kidney-shaped cells flanking the stomata. I thought this was too simple to give you options for. Yes. Yes, Ayush, I will keep that in mind. Not the next session, but I will keep that in mind, definitely. We will have a session on that, definitely. Yes, Advai has given me the answer. First, guard cells. Ayush Sharma, Ayush Srivastava, Technits. All of you say it is guard cells and you are definitely right. The kidney-shaped cells flanking the stomata are called guard cells. Now this one. Yes, we are in the next question now. Small openings present on the barks of woody stems. What is the answer? No, we are done with the guard cell question now. We are in the next question. Jai says C. Okay. Tanay says C. Somebody still says guard cells. Bhavna. Yes. Ayush, C, C, C. All of you say C. I don't see any other answers. Somebody says H in mine. No, it's not. We are talking about woody stems wherein they cannot transpire through stomata. Stomata are rather found on soft green stems and leaves of the plants. Lenticels are what you would call them. Okay, very important to remember. Maximum transpiration, yes Ayush, occurs through stomata, cuticle, lenticels, root surface. Okay. Inder Kumar says C. A lot of you say A. Shivam, you say B. Okay, and what is the answer? It is definitely stomata, maximum transpiration. That is exactly why we have studied only about the mechanism of stomatal transpiration in today's session, right? And now one last question. The ions whose entry causes opening of stomata. Who is going to tell me the answer to that first? Yes, Jai, Chinmay, Advai. Very good. Tanay, Rajnikant, all of you say it is K plus, definitely, and it is indeed K plus or potassium ions that enter in order to cause the opening of stomata. And now the homework question for the day. Yes, great job guys. All of you are telling me the answer as potassium ion. Now it's okay because we have just finished the concept, but in case you're writing this for your board exam, you may get confused with sodium ions, potassium ions, all of those things. Keep in mind K plus, the theory itself is called K plus ion exchange theory. Look at the homework question. Would the rate of transpiration be higher or lower on a bright and sunny day? Okay, would it be yes or no? And why do you think so? I want you to come up with an answer. Many of you say higher, high. I would love to hear all your answer, and I would love to hear it along with the relevant explanation. Preferably, if you want my attention to go to your answer, definitely put it in the comment section below so that I will definitely not miss it. Okay, so that's about it from my side today. Do remember to download Vedantu's learning app and do stay in touch with us through the Telegram group. But again, more importantly, we have the micro course subscription that you can definitely subscribe to, which is very, very reasonably priced. Also, you can use this code AMMIC to avail a 95% off. Okay, this is basically chapter wise courses, what we don't have on YouTube. The advantages being that we would be able to give you and cater to more of your personal needs, because you will be exposed to all the relevant chapters, quizzes, doubts, assignments, everything, whatnot. And the best part is you are in control of what chapter you want to subscribe to, right? That is what the micro course is for. And we also have a long-term subscription called the Pro Light subscription, which means you have control over all of these, which teacher you want to learn from, what course you want to take, and how many doubt sessions you want to have, how many test series you want to attend, all of those. Again, very, very reasonably priced, which is again a limited period offer. Instead of $22,499, you get it at a very reasonable price of $10,125 for the entire academic year. It's called the Pro Light subscription. So use this code AMSUB in order to subscribe to Pro Light. Yes, and Telegram, as always, do stay in touch with us to clear all your doubts. Do hit the like button if you have not done this until now. Share it with more of your ICSE friends, because pre-boards are just around the corner. Let all of them benefit from the sessions that we have. Subscribe to the channel Vedantu 9th and 10th, guys, because we have not just teaching sessions. At this time, you are at a point of your life where you need a lot of motivation, lot of tips and tricks on how to study, how to handle stress. We come up with a lot of very, very well designed sessions for you to cater to all of these needs, and all of us here work extremely hard for that. And in the meantime, anything that you want to share with me, feedback about sessions, or anything that you want me to take up in the coming sessions, do remember to send me an email at my email ID. If not, do post them in the comment section below. So again, tomorrow I will meet you at the same time with a continuation of the same chapter, transpiration. And yes guys, thank you very much for joining me today. You're very, very welcome, Smita. Welcome, Ayush. Yes, bye bye. Thank you very much for joining me today again. Your questions that you want me to answer in the next session, post them in the comment section below so that I will definitely not miss it. And until we meet again, this is Ambika signing off. Bye bye and have a wonderful evening.